Today, we're heading into Disney World's most adventurous food park for the best eats, best sweets, and best drinks that we could find. And we think these could wind up being some of your favorites too. Hey everybody, it's AJ for Disney Food Blog. So Disney's Animal Kingdom laughs in the face of other theme park foods because this theme park is all about providing guests with unique, flavorful, and delicious options that cater to more adventurous spirits while also still appealing to those who like to stick with familiar stuff. So today we're bringing you the best food in Disney's Animal Kingdom that you might want to add to your dining and snacking itineraries. For a full PDF list of our top 10 restaurants in each Disney World park, make sure to scan the QR code you see on the screen right now, or head to disneyfoodblog.com/top restaurants after this. All right, we're going to start with one of my very favorites. This is something I go in the park and I eat, and I go behind the Tree of Life and I look at the river and I am just in heaven. It's the baked mac and cheese with pulled pork at 8 Spoon Cafe. Is it a snack? Is it a meal? It's whatever you want it to be. Over at Discovery Island, 8 Spoon Cafe serves cups of baked mac and cheese with and without pulled pork, though the pork does add a whole other layer of flavor that we enjoy immensely. Now, this isn't your typical out of a blue cardboard box mac and cheese, although we do love that. This is a baked, brown, crunchy, thick concoction of cheesy, noodly goodness, and though it is little, it is mighty with the cheese sauce. And get this, while the pulled pork version will cost you around $7, the one without pulled pork is just under $5. Not too shabby. But again, this is definitely a smaller mac and cheese dish that could hold you over until dinner if you're planning on munching your way through the lunch hour. However, you can find a full-sized version of the baked mac and cheese with pulled pork over at Flame Tree Barbecue for about $13, and that one comes topped with crispy onion rings too. Next up, it is corn. Okay, that TikTok trend is dead, but it lives on in my heart. Now, I realize not all y'all are gonna add an ear of corn to the top of your priority list, but hear me out. It's like really good corn. And they grill it right there at the Harambe Fruit Market stand, fresh and ready to go. You can order the street corn with or without African spices, so it's perfect for adventurous and choosy eaters too. All right, it had to be done. This has to be in here, and you all know it. It is no secret. We are usually passing up the churros in Disney World because we're way bigger fans of the ones in Disneyland. They just seem fresher. I don't know what to tell you. However, the churros at Nomad Lounge and Discovery Island even out the playing field with their seriously tasty and gluten-free option. Nomad Lounge's churros come with a side of vanilla bean and strawberry chili dipping sauces. Now, sometimes that changes up, just a heads up, but it makes them even better if that's possible. The sauces are both tasty, so I recommend trying them both so you don't hurt one of the other sauce's feelings. And you know what makes these churros even sweeter? That view. Nomad Lounge is a gorgeous place to just hang out on their patio, grab a drink or a snack, and sit right next to the Discovery River. And maybe even catch a character flotilla floating by while you're out there too. But forewarning, seating is limited, so you might want to get your name on the walk-up wait list shortly after it opens at 11 a.m., especially during those busier times of the year. Also, if it's super hot outside, just sit indoors. It's nice and cool and still very relaxing in there too. But these churros, they are the best churros in Disney World, hands down, and I don't think I'm going to get too many arguments. Okay, we know there are just so many great snacks at Animal Kingdom and Disney World in general. That's why we've reviewed every single snack available across property and written a series of DFB guides all about them. So be sure to check out our DFB Guide to Walt Disney World Dining and Snacks bundle for all the details you need to plan your snacking and spending. And don't forget to type the code YouTube in to save that moolah on your purchase over at dfbstore.com. Okay, stand back, cheeseburger sliders. Cheeseburger pods are taking over. Satu'li Canteen in Pandora is hands down one of the most interesting quick service locations, not just in Animal Kingdom, but in all of Disney World. There are two staple options you can choose from here. The first and most prominent are the customizable bowls, which will have you choose a protein, a base like noodles or red sweet potato hash, etc., and a sauce. You can easily customize these bowls to be allergy friendly too. Just ask to speak with the restaurant manager or allergy specialist to help walk you through your options. The second option is those glorious cheeseburger pods, which, not gonna lie, sometimes I feel like I hype these bad boys up too much since they taste a lot like a Mickey D's burger, all ground up and stuffed into a fluffy hot roll like bao bun. But I really do love how they're still unique, but not so unique that your kids aren't gonna love them too. Now, speaking of kids, you can order the full version of the cheeseburger pods, which will come with 2 bao buns for a little over $13, or you can order them off the kids menu for around $9, which means it'll only come with 1 bao, but you'll still get a drink, fruit, and veggie chips along with it. Now, you might not think Dinoland USA would be hiding some of our favorite Animal Kingdom snacks, but looks can be deceiving, especially over at Trilobites. Trilobites has been the home of the buffalo chicken chips for many, many, many years now, and I still find them to be just as solid of a savory snack as when I first tried them. These house-made chips are topped with generous portions of buffalo chicken, blue cheese dressing, tomato, and celery relish. Now, this option might be a little too much for the kids or anyone who isn't a fan of blue cheese or that buffalo spice, but if you're looking for a sustainable snack that doesn't skimp out on the toppings, then you and a friend could easily split these, or you could make this into your whole lunch, and you'll only have to fork over $10 to enjoy it. Don't worry though, blue cheese skeptics, there are options here for you to munch on too. They're just not going to be as savory. You can pick up a basic soft serve, ice cream float, churro, or our personal favorite, the Trilobite Twist, made with Dole Whip Orange and vanilla soft serve ice cream. And just behind Trilobites, we have got Dino Bite snacks. And this is where you can get that ice cream cookie sandwich that has been a DFB staple for many, many, many years now, and I hope it stays that way for the rest of my life. So the recipe for this regular ice cream cookie sandwich is simple, just some nice vanilla hand-scooped ice cream between 2 freshly baked chocolate chip cookies. But sometimes simple is best. Not to mention, that's a big ice cream sandwich for just $7, so consider splitting this one with another group member with an equally as big sweet tooth as yourself. But hold on, I haven't gotten to the best part yet. Not only does Dino Bite Snacks sell a traditional ice cream cookie sandwich, but it also sells seasonal versions too, and this is where the fun really comes in. Depending on when you visit, you might see a strawberry shortcake version for Valentine's Day, a double chocolate peppermint version for Christmas, a mint chocolate version for St. Patrick's Day, or maybe even some totally brand new flavor that this Dinoland USA kiosk could hit us with in the future, just to keep things fresh. Alright, so Yak and Yeti deserves all your love and attention for this plate of nachos alone. The ahi tuna nachos are part of the shareables portion of the menu here and are specifically created to feed 2 people because it's going to be a whole lot of food. The sushi grade tuna on these nachos had the perfect balance of wasabi aioli and sweet soy glaze to them, and the Asian slaw had a great crunch that combines really well with the crispy fried wontons. Basically, these nachos are like the best parts of a sushi roll, salad, and egg roll all combined into one humongous appetizer that you can totally just make your full meal if you want to. There's enough there to keep you and your partner more than satisfied. The most surprising part about this shareable, however, is that there is quite a bit of heat coming from it. So if spicy ain't your thing, you might want to try a different shareable instead, like the lettuce cups or the Korean fried chicken. Now, Yak and Yeti restaurant has a little sibling quick service that you may prefer over a sit-down meal if you're looking for something cheap and tasty and on the go. This is a very underrated restaurant over here. And much like the restaurant itself, Yak and Yeti Local Foods Cafe serves hearty portions of Pan-Asian meals. But if you're looking to stretch your dollar, then I'd recommend getting the side order of the chicken fried rice. This option might be labeled as a side, but there's enough rice and meat packed into that container to fill you up nicely for only $8. Will it be the most unique lunch you can order at Animal Kingdom? Not at all. But for something a little more out there in terms of theme park eats at least, you could always try one of the local food entrees instead, like the honey sesame chicken, the vegetable tikka masala, or the rib tips glazed in a Korean barbecue sauce. I said it's out there for a theme park, not out there in general. And sometimes you just need an afternoon pick-me-up in an easy-going bar. And for those who are 21 plus, Dawa Bar in Africa can be that oasis for you. You're going to find a nice selection of specialty cocktails on the menu here, but the one we keep going back for is the African Margarita, which deviates from a traditional margarita a little bit thanks to the addition of Vanderham, aka a tangerine liqueur from South Africa. That hint of tangerine citrus is just what this marg needs to even out all that lime, not to mention it's refreshing too. So if you're tired of ordering the same old margs, if that's even possible, then this African Margarita can help add a burst of new flavor to an otherwise classic concoction. Next on the list is the ribs, chicken, and pulled pork sampler from Flame Tree Barbecue. You might look at that whole list of meats and the ribs, chicken, and pulled pork sampler platter from Flame Tree Barbecue and think, wow, either the price for that is going to be sky high or the samples are going to be teeny tiny. But it's not really the case for either assumption. Not only are the portions pretty hearty and easy to split with another person in your group, they even come with sides of signature baked beans and coleslaw too, but the whole sampler costs around $19, meaning you and your friend could both enjoy a satisfyingly filling lunch for about $9 to $10 each. And that's the most expensive entree on the menu. So all other barbecue-based entrees here cost around $12 to $17 per platter. While this isn't going to be the most adventurous option the park has to offer, families will enjoy Flame Tree's speedy service, lower prices, and familiar sweet and smoky flavors. And don't forget, this is also where you can get that full-size version of the mac and cheese, topped with pulled pork and onion rings. Now, if you're trying to decide whether to splurge on a signature meal at Animal Kingdom or not, maybe this will help you out. So Tiffin's is the signature restaurant in Animal Kingdom and is themed around the celebration of travel. So you best believe you're going to find a whole lot of international inspired eats here, influenced by African, Asian, and South American cultures. If you book a table here and you're stressed about finding a good meal for the price you're paying, I would suggest the tamarind braised short rib. This entree is served with parsnip potato puree, cauliflower, cipollini onion, and medjool date vinaigrette. And the short rib is packed with flavor. It is tender, it's rich, it's just a little bit sweet thanks to that vinaigrette. That said, the last time we tried this meal, the veggies definitely could have used a bit more seasoning, but they still paired nicely with the rib. And the parsnip potato puree is very creamy and delicious. It's just a shame you don't get more than a dollop because we could have eaten a whole plate of that stuff. Now, whether this is worth the $50 price tag or not is hard to answer. Yes, these ribs are awesome and filling, but with so many other great eats in the park that'll cost you way less, eating at Tiffin's may just be a meal you want to prioritize when you want to go on a romantic dinner date or you're celebrating something super special. But if you do decide to eat here, I will also suggest ordering the Tiffin's signature bread service. Now, this ain't your average hot rolls in a basket. The bread service here comes with crispy naan, pita bread, traditional bread, and 3 different sauces: the red pepper hummus, spicy coriander yogurt, and ginger pear chutney. Now, remember, you can also order this next door at Nomad Lounge. Just a heads up. Okay, next up, the spiked Dole Whip at Tamu Refreshments. If you need a Dole Whip fix in Animal Kingdom, Tamu is where you'll get one. This is located in the Africa section and is your one-stop shop for all things Dole Whip in the park. It's also one of the few places on Disney World property where you're going to find Dole Whip options spiked with rum. Rum Dole Whip comes as a cup or a float for around $12 to $13. Of course, if you're not in a boozy mood, or more importantly, you're under the age of 21, you can still get the traditional non-spiked Dole Whips here too. Actually, one of our favorite Dole Whip concoctions here is the non-alcoholic Simba Sunset. It's got pineapple Dole Whip topped with strawberry syrup. Now, the Simba Sunset is served in a rather tall cup for only a few cents more than the standard pineapple flavor, so pretty good deal. All right, we've got to tell you about Tusker House. This is the only character dining location you're going to find inside Animal Kingdom, but don't worry about that because it is great. Tusker House features an all-you-can-eat buffet spread with African-inspired cuisine that you can enjoy while characters like Donald and Goofy, Mickey and Daisy come up to your table in their swankiest safari get-ups to say hello. And while there's a whole lot for you to enjoy here, and you can try as much of it as you want since it's all you can eat, we like to gravitate toward the Za'atar braised beef. This beef always seems to be the star of our meal here. It's tender, well seasoned with African spices, and served on top of a crostini to give it a nice added crunch. Worried your kiddos won't find something they'll like at Tusker House? Don't be. Along with the more adventurous options, there are lots of safe options on this buffet spread too, including corn dog nuggets and veggies and fun-themed desserts and that glorious Tusker House white cheddar mac and cheese, which I absolutely adore, and I eat platefuls of it each time I visit. And we're headed to Pandora for one of the most unique frozen drinks of the park. The Night Blossom is a vibrant drink with colorful layers of limeade, apple, and desert pear flavors. And then it's topped off with passion fruit boba balls, which never fail to be satisfying when they pop on your tongue. This is a refreshing, yet pretty sweet tasting, non-alcoholic option that the whole family can enjoy. But for you adults out there, you can upgrade this drink into a rum blossom if you're looking for something stronger. The Night Blossom costs a little over $6, while the Rum Blossom will cost you a little over $14. And while you're here, consider trying out the Pongu lumpia for a quick breakfast treat or as an afternoon snack. This is a pineapple cream cheese spring roll that honestly you'll either love or hate depending on how you feel about the flavors I just mentioned there, but I love it. Now heads up, don't be sleeping on Animal Kingdom's plant-based options, y'all, because these snack items are packed with unique flavors too. The Impossible Empanadas over at the Kusafiri coffee shop and bakery, which sits just outside the entrance of Kilimanjaro Safaris, are made with flaky Latin dough and filled with plant-based picadillo. Now, traditionally, this is made up of ground beef, potato, and other ingredients, but for this particular empanada, the plant-based meat tastes very similar to beef and is well seasoned with an African spice blend. The pastry itself is nice and crispy too, with lots of filling, and the dipping sauce that comes with it also adds a bit more spice and complements the empanadas tremendously. Kusafiri is also a solid pit stop if you want to grab a quick breakfast before your Kilimanjaro safaris ride. In the morning, you can find savory breakfast sandwiches, sweet pastries, and even a piping hot cup of Joffrey's coffee to kickstart your day without having to wait in too long a line. Okay, I haven't talked about this on the channel in a very, very long time, I don't think, so I'm pretty excited about it. Let's talk about the frozen chai from Anandapur Tea Company. This is an exclusive Joffrey's drink that you're not going to find in any other Disney World park. The Anandapur Tea Company inside the Asia section of the park is another Joffrey's kiosk, only instead of specializing in coffee, this one specializes in teas, including loose teas. I could recommend several teas here, both hot and iced, but the frozen chai really is one of the most delightful drinks on the menu that most folks are going to probably get when they come here. The consistency of the chai is more icy than it is creamy, but honestly that makes this drink all the more enjoyable on a hot park day. It also has quite a bit of spice to it, but not a heated spice, like a clove nutmeg type of spice that complements the sweetness of the drink. I will warn you that this one can be awfully filling, so while it's a good option for breakfast or when you need an afternoon snack, you might not want to down a whole cup of this right before a big meal over at Tiffin's or Tusker House or right before you get on Expedition Everest. So let's talk about the seasoned fries at Mr. Kamal's. Okay, this savory snack is very easy to miss, not because the call of the fry isn't strong enough, but because this little kiosk in Asia is very unassuming. You might pass right by it. You'll find Mr. Kamal's on the pathway between Africa and Asia, right across from the Discovery River. And while this kiosk doesn't serve much, it does have some of our favorite fries in Disney World. The seasoned fries here are served with a sriracha mayonnaise, which can be summed up in 4 words: creamy, tangy, sweet, and spicy. But not like super spicy, like it's more of a slow burn. Oh, that was more than 4 words, wasn't it? My bad. Other than the mayo, what makes these fries so special? Well, for starters, the portion of fries is pretty generous, and they're all nice and fluffy on the inside. While they're not super crispy, like a shoestring fry, the texture is still satisfying and holds its form well without feeling weak and limp. And then there's the seasoning, which is similar to a Cajun-style seasoning, so it does have a tiny bit of a kick that some folks may not want on their fries, though our team personally enjoys that touch of added heat. If you're not in a fry mood and want something a little more substantial, the chicken dumplings here are also crispy, satisfying, and come with a tangy side of ponzu sauce. Yes, hi, could I order one of everything, please? Because all these Animal Kingdom foods sound amazing right now. So thanks for exploring the depths and dishes of this wildlife-centric park with us today. And don't forget, we've got a top 10 list covering our favorite places to eat in each of the parks, which you can access now on DisneyFoodblog.com/top restaurants. Thanks for listening, everyone, and thanks for watching. As always, this is AJ for Disney Food Blog, and we'll see you real soon.